Mega Lopunny, an interesting Mega Evolution that got buffed several times since the last time it was involved in competitive VGC. We're going to be trying out a Mega Lopunny team that was paired up with Vanilluxe that was actually almost able to top cut a major 1000 plus player online tournament and see how well it can perform. This is my recreation of a team that was able to go 9-3 in the recent huge Victory Road online tournament that features Choice Scarf Vanilluxe alongside Mega Lopunny. Let's break it down. So first Pokemon up is going to be Mega Lopunny with some brand new tools that it didn't get access to prior generations with Close Combat and Encore. So that's a really deadly combination because Mega Lopunny is one of the fastest Mega Evolutions in the game, base 135 speed, which is incredible. So that Fake Out and Encore pressure puts in a lot of disruption because if they Fake Out on the and try to go for Protect, then they could be locked into Encore the next turn. Close Combat with Scrappy, also a deadly combination with the new buff to the Scrappy ability in general, where it is immune to the Intimidate, but those Close Combats are also able to hit Ghost types, which are able to do a ton of damage and be super effective against Pokemon like the Mega Frostlass as well, thanks to the Scrappy. We also have a pretty nice ability in Limber before it Mega Evolves because that prevents Lopunny from getting paralyzed. So if you are fighting like some Thunder Wave team or Glare team and you try to switch in, you won't get paralyzed, which is very nice. Also, I guess Dire Claw if you switch in Lopunny to a Dire Claw in its base form. Its EV spread, pretty simple. We're going to go with max attack, max speed with a jolly nature because you do want to be able to outspeed those Pokemon, such as, for instance, that Mega Gengar, which is going to be pretty important, the Aerodactyls as well, and you can also outspeed the Mega Delphoxes. So going to be a pretty important tool, just being able to outspeed all of those Pokemon and hit hard with that close combat. One of the more frail Mega Evolutions, but we will see if that disruption with the support will pay off or not. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Choice Scarf Vanilluxe, a very interesting snow setter because it does get access to that snow warning that's able to summon the snow. Great for weather control because the team otherwise doesn't have anything for weather. So being able to help out and remove the rain, the sand, and the sun is pretty solid to deal with. We have a Choice Scarf Vanilluxe, which is a really interesting Pokemon because Timid Max Speed Vanilluxe with a Choice Scarf outspeeds Max Speed Jolly Basculegion Choice Scarf by 1 stat point. 1 speed stat point. Jolly Basculegion hits 143. Timid Vanilluxe hits 144. So we can actually utilize it and outspeed it and hit it with a super effective Freeze Dry, an Ice type move that is super effective into Water type Pokemon. Then we have a Spread Blizzard that's always accurate under the snow, Icy Wind for speed control if we need it, and then Ice Shard if a priority move if we need to clean up a weakened foe, like under Tailwind or Trick Room, can be pretty nice. Then again, max special attack for the damage output, and the remainder are going to go into HP and defense. And what's cool about Vanilluxe, it is not as frail as the Alolan Ninetales, as well as the fact that it is actually able to hit pretty decently hard. Its special attack stat is higher than the Ninetales, so hopefully it will be able to do quite a bit of work in today's video. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Aegislash with the spell attack to power up its ghost type moves, and we have the Poltergeist, Shadow Sneak, King Shield, and Close Combat. That Stance Change is an ability that allows Aegislash to transform between its Blade form and Shield form when it's using the move King Shield. And of course does swap the stats of its offense and defense, where it has really great defenses with base 140s when in shield form, and when it's attacking, its offense becomes the 140s. So close combat's nice to be able to hit Incineroar as well as King Gambit. Poltergeist, really strong ghost type move. Shadow Sneak is solid as well for the priority ghost type move. And then of course you want to be able to transform the Aegislash into the shield form. The EV spread on the Aegislash that I'm running today is going to be enough speed to be able to speed creep some of the Incineroars, especially the ones that hit 91. 91 is a pretty common one, especially when paired with Sinistra, because that allows the Incineroar to move before the Sinistra for a parting shot, and then they could go for like Life Dew combinations. So that's why I'm going with 92 Aegislash. I still am running max attack because I do want the damage with close combat and Poltergeist, especially Shadow Sneak, to clean up, and then just the remainder going into HP to be able to take attacks across the board. It's a nice backup answer with close combat just to be able to hit, again, Incineroar, which is nice, as well as specifically King Gambit, because the rest of the team can struggle into King Gambit other than Lopunny. So having a backup answer with close combat is just really nice there. And a Pokemon that is also good into Sneasler that can just switch in is pretty nice to have as well. Next Pokemon we have is a pretty standard Garchomp, simple max speed, max attack, and the rest into HP and defense. And then also going to be running that White Herb on this Garchomp because it is able to help out against Intimidate, especially from opposing Incineroar because you really want this Garchomp to dish out as much damage as you can into Charizard Y, a Pokemon that is a little bit tough for this team to switch into, so having that access to that Wider to help out and go for the Rock Slides into the Charizard without having to worry about the stat drops with Dragon Claw and Earthquake. Pretty standard Garchomp otherwise. It is a offensive threat that's pretty nice on a fast-paced team with the Mega Lopunny. Makes for a really strong fast duo that puts on a lot of pressure. Next Pokemon we have is going to be a Citrus Berry Basculegion, which is going to be the adaptability, of course, powering up its Ghost and Water type moves even further. And last respect, crazy Ghost type move, Wave Crash for the strong Water type attack, Aqua Jet for the priority, Protect to keep itself around. Is a bulky Basculegion. I think it's really nice to be able to have another backup answer to switch into Sneasler, and having multiple priorities with just Aqua Jet and Shadow Sneak are nice, especially into like those Focus Sash mons. So we have this Basculegion that's able to take advantage of just maximum attack damage output with all the stats into the attack. It does have some bulk here because we are running the Citrus Berry. This is, for instance, able to live the Sucker Punch from the opposing Kingambits, which is nice in general. Has a little bit of speed. The team doesn't have much speed control other than Icy Wind on the Vanilluxe. It's still able to outspeed, I guess, the base 130s after 2 Icy Winds, but across the board, I'm not really expecting that much. I just thought like a bulky Basculegion with maximum attack is what this team would probably want to have here, and to dish out as much damage as I possibly can. Final Pokemon on this team is going to be the Chople Berry Kingambit, which is going to be nice to scare away the Intimidate leads because, of course, Mega Lopunny is going to have its base form without the Scrappy ability, so you won't actually be immune to Intimidate, so you can kind of scare away the Intimidate leads utilizing this Kingambit. Also, just being able to have that Dark typing against the Psychic type moves because this team doesn't have the best Psychic switch, and able to help out against the common core, especially like the Basculegions that are Choice Scarf, can still be annoying because it does outspeed Mega Lopunny and Wave Crash Kodoko, so you still want to be able to threaten them in some sort of fashion. Having more priority is always nice on the team as well, and actually having something that can switch in is pretty solid. We have a max HP Kingambit with the 15 attack points for the jump point in the attack stat, and then the 16 defense. So the HP and defense number allows you to live adamant close combat from Sneasler 100% of the time, which I thought if you're running Chople Berry, you might as well just go for it. And then the rest is going to be like a little bit extra to speed creep some Kingambits, but across the board, it's a Kingambit. It does some damage. It's able to tank the low kick and the close combat's a bit better and fire off some pretty good damage. So how to use the team? Well, it's a lot about applying offensive pressure using the Lopunny. The Fake Out and Encore are very disruptive into teams because the fastest Fake Out as well as the fast Encore puts on so much pressure. If they decide to protect with their Pokemon on the Fake Outs, then they have to worry about the Encore pressure the following turn, and that means Vanilluxe and Garchomp and Lopunny can go for damage or force a switch, which can be really solid in a lot of situations. That close combat with the Scrappy ability is also really nice. It's great into a lot of Pokemon in this format, especially because they can't switch out very easily, because the close combat with the Scrappy means that Ghost types can't switch in, which is very solid. And then we also have like the Scarf Vanilluxe and the Garchomp that are just super fast, but you also have like a slower, bit bulkier option that also has priority to clean up if like those fast offensive Pokemon go down pretty early because they're not exactly the best at taking the attacks. So we also have like ways to clean up using priority in the back with like Aegis Slash, Basculegion, and Kingambit, which are really solid. So leads wise, you have multiple different leads. Lopunny is pretty good with like Vanilluxe for like fast, pretty good damage with like Blizzard immediately. Close combat plus Blizzard is really hard to switch into for some teams. And then also like the Lopunny plus Garchomp is also really solid because Fake Out plus an attack with the Wider Garchomp is pretty nice as well because they're a really fast duo in this kind of format. Then we also have other ways that you can go with this. Lopunny can always just lead with anything because of the fast Fake Out, and then you can partner it with either a strong hit from Basculegion and Aegis Slash if they don't threaten those Pokemon super well, as well as the Kingambit that can of course just lead with the Define is pretty solid as well. You can go for Fake Out plus a really strong attack, and again, if they try to protect, then they have to worry about the Encore the following turn, which is solid. You also have just general leads. Kingambit's really solid just as a lead in general to scare away Intimidates, activate the Define ability, and you have multiple ways you could lead double priority with like Aegis Slash, Basculegion, or Kingambit, so you can then try to clean up with like the faster mons in the back with Lopunny, Vanilluxe, and the Garchomp as well. Or you could just like lead fast modes like Vanilluxe and Garchomp or Lopunny, and then again clean up with like those priority moves in the back. There's like quite a few ways that you can approach it, but a lot of it will probably be relying on disruption with Lopunny, utilizing that fast fake out and encore pressure. If you'd like to check out the details of my recreation of the team, they are listed right here and they'll also be in the description down below. And if I can find the creator on socials, then I will also link them down below in the description as well. But otherwise, let us get started and play some games and try out Mega Lopunny. All right, we have the Excadrill plus Archaludon, Pelipper, Basculegion, Meganium, and Sableye. So we have two potential Megas. I mean, Meganium is always going to be Mega. Sableye usually not a Mega on these teams. It's probably Mold Breaker Excadrill since there's no Sand. All right. I do like Lopunny a lot here. Lopunny's pretty good. The Sableye is actually a bit annoying since it does get access to Will-O-Wisp, which does threaten a lot of damage into me. What am I going here? I think Lopunny is good. I don't know if I want to bring King Gambit. I want to say no. I do want to bring Vanilluxe. Vanilluxe is really nice against my opponent's team. Am I bring Aegislash or am I bring Garchomp? It might be Aegislash. I don't have the best Ghost Switch in afterward, but I think this is all right. Because I like Aegislash to be able to switch in Meganium for the most part. Garchomp, Earthquake is good into Archaludon, but it's not like that incredible, realistically. I think I gotta rely on Lopunny to do damage to the Archaludon. The only annoying thing is just dealing with Sableye plus Archaludon because it does get access to the Rain Dance, so I can't really switch in Vanilluxe, because if I switch in Vanilluxe, it gets pretty bad, so we'll see. But I'm curious on what they lead here. Like, what is their plan on the lead? Archaludon Sableye is what I'd bet. Oh, Basculegion Pelipper. Okay. That's okay for me, I think. Yeah, that's okay for me. So, they do have Hurricane, Wave Crash, double up threatening the Lopunny slot. I think my best play is either to fake out. No, I don't want to fake out because if they Hurricane the Lopunny, I'm in trouble. I think my best play is just to protect my Lopunny and probably just go for a Last Respect into the Basculegion. With the bulk on my Basculegion, I might live Last Respect from their Basculegion, which I think is probably the best option that I have here. All right, let's see what they decide to do. They also could flip turn the Lopunny if they're like a flip turn set. So I could block that and get a Last Respect off, which would be really nice, but let's see. So we're baiting the attacks hopefully into the Lopunny slot. We'll see if this works. They did go for the Wave Crash. Is this Wave Crash Hurricane? Because that's massive for me if that is. Okay, they went for Tailwind, but that's still actually pretty alright for me. Yeah, because I get a Last Respect off into the Basque. It doesn't KO, but that's actually okay for me. Okay. I'm curious what the Pelipper item is because I would be able to threaten the Encore, but I do think the best play here is probably to go into, it's either Aegislash or I could go Vanilluxe. So I could go Vanilluxe and change to Weather, but Aegislash isn't bad either because it discourages Meganium. While it could maybe, there's a line that I am thinking here where it could bait the Electroshock from Archaludon. So I'm going to actually Aqua Jet and swap out into my slot as they are going to go Archaludon, which gets the stamina boost. Okay. I had a feeling they were likely going to do this, but this is still all right here. As we get an Aegislash and Aqua Jet. That did a lot. Is that sturdy? No, that is stamina. That just did a lot of damage. And Hurricane, right? Yeah, Hurricane into the Lopunny. Perfect. Okay, good. No confusion. Beautiful. And it's leftovers. Okay. This is a good turn for me because now I can threaten either close combat or I could go for Poltergeist. I think I'm going to go for Poltergeist first into the Pelipper slot, and I'm going to swap out into the Vanilluxe. The reason I'm going to do this is because now they are pretty much inclined to Electroshock here, I think. So I'm going to trap them in and prevent them from being able to use Electroshock for a turn, which means they waste some turns of their Tailwind. And then I'm going to try to beat down the partner in the meantime. So they go for Weather Ball into the Aegislash. Beautiful. We do tank it. And they do Electric Shot. Super ideal. Alright. I wonder if they doubled up the Aegislash though, or if they went for the Bass. Both make sense to me. But here's the stance change from my Aegislash. Let's see what item you were. Focus Sash. Okay, perfect. So good fan didn't try to Encore Velopony because they were most likely faster. If they're slow Pelipper, I could have outsped, but yeah, this works out pretty well for me. Now I can threaten Shadow Sneak into Blizzard and they don't have a switch. So I'm going to go for a Shadow Sneak and I'm going to go for a Blizzard. Because Blizzard should do a good amount of damage. If they switch out Pelipper, what's coming in? Bask? If Bask comes in, I still get a single target Blizzard off. And I should be able to Oko the... Or not Oko the Arch, but I do like... I think I can knock out after another Blizzard, depending on their spread. But even if not, I mean, this is still really good damage into Arch. I should live an Electric Shot easily. Oh, I'm faster than our Arch. Ooh, that's good damage. Let me just say that's good damage. Okay. Who did they Electric Shot? They did target down what was the Basket Legion. I think I should have won, right? Like, Vanilluxe is not that frail. Yeah. Perfect. Super ideal turn. Super ideal turn. And the Tailwind peters out. So they have to go Pelipper now, or I guess they could go their final mon and switch to Pelipper. Pelipper in now. How real do I want to just go for a Shadow Sneak into the Pelipper and just swap out Vanilluxe into... I think I just swap out Vanilluxe into the Bask. Or I could just raw Blizzard again. I am thinking Pelipper probably swaps, but yeah, I do think it's probably go Bask here. As much as I would love to go for the raw Blizzard, the thing is Arch is already super weak at this point that I could probably clean up in the end game as long as I position this well. Pelipper protects, which is fine because as long as Pelipper's sticking around, that's not bad for me at all. Okay, we go for Shadow Sneak. Also, we know this doesn't have Wide Guard because we saw all the Pelipper attacks already. They went for Electric Shot. I'm assuming this is Vanilluxe. I don't think you target the Aegislash, but if you do, I just Aqua Jet the Pelipper and Blizzard. Oh, they did target Aegislash. Okay, Aegislash is gone. Do I KO the Arch with Last Respect Blizzard? Maybe. It is probably my best play, though. Yeah, it is my best play, actually. So we bring up Vanilluxe, we click Blizzard into Last Respect the Arch, and that might KO. Well, it is +3, but I'm assuming my Basket Legion is slower than Arch. And they can only knock out my Vanilluxe, unless they have Draco Meteor, but a lot of the Arches usually don't run Draco Meteor. The Pelipper probably forced to switch out. You can't really let me Aqua Jet the Pelipper, I think, in Blizzard the Arch, although maybe you live. That's close. But okay, Blizzard comes out into the Pelipper. The Arch takes a lot of damage. What's the final mon? Flash Cannon, okay. I guess if it's Meganium, this actually wait, no, if it's Meganium I might lose. I might have sacked a Vanilluxe a bit too early in this game. Last Respect. Does it KO? It does, okay. What's the last mod? Is it Meganium or is it something else? I don't think it's Sableye because I think they would have led Sableye. Is Meganium. It's gonna come down to speeds. Like how fast the Meganium is. Well, here's the thing. They have to take... Actually, no. I think I'm fine. Because here's the thing. I can get a Fake Out Last Respect off. If they protect, I Encore the Meganium into protect and win the game. So no, this is always super ideal. Because I'm guaranteed at least one Fake Out plus Last Respect combination off, or I'm guaranteed that they are locked into Protect and I just win the game through Encore. So regardless, like, no, this was my best line. It only was awkward if the Arch survived the Last Respect, but after them KOing the Vanilluxe, I'm pretty sure I would get that knockout with Adamant Max Attack Bask. And yeah, as we see, if they Protect, I Encore them. So that's like the huge threat of Mega Lopunny, just being able to Encore this Meganium. So, whew, okay, I was a little bit worried about the Arch plus Meganium combo, but this works out. Now we can Encore the Meganium into Protect, and we get a Last Respect off. So that would guarantee the win. They were hoping that I didn't have Encore because they were taking too much damage if they took the Fake Out plus the Encore, or Fake Out plus the Last Respect. They don't get a double, nice. And now they're just locking to Protect. So Last Respect is gonna come out. Yeah, they were just taking way too much damage. Like if they took the Fake Out plus Last Respect, they were going down. So now we can just go for a... was there any move that I was gonna go for? Not really. All right, we have Eternal Flood, Charizard, Mimikyu, Sneasler, Dragonite, and Hisuian Zoroark. Fascinating team. Okay, three potential megas, Dragonite, Charizard, Floette, but it should just be Charizard and Floette that are megas. Scrappy Fake Out's really nice with Lopunny because we can even Fake Out the Zoroark and the Mimikyu, which is solid. We will be leading our Lopunny. The question is, what are we pairing it up against? It might be, I think it's Garchomp. I do think it's Garchomp because I want the initial damage output I think that Garchomp has to offer. The backs are a little bit concerning. I don't have the greatest switch into the Floette. I do want Vanilluxe for Blizzard because I guess the speed is nice and also changing the weather if I need to. Is it Bask or is it Aegislash? They're both decent as ghost types against the Sneasler. I guess Bask is a bit more consistent and Aqua Jet's kind of nicer in this matchup assuming there's no rain. Gambit is okay here, but without Iron Head, I'm not really feeling it's a great call. The only thing that Aegislash does better than Bask is if they decide to go Floette over Charizard. But I have no idea if they're going to go Floette over Charizard because I feel like Charizard would probably be brought. We'll see. What are you leading? Sneasler, Charizard. Okay, yes, I was right here. Okay, this is a good lead. I do lead Lopunny plus the Garchomp. And I'm okay with going for a Fake Out into the Sneasler immediately because I do outspeed Sneasler and I will go for a Rock Slide into the Charizard. This could be Zoroark. I have a feeling it's probably Zoroark for the Charizard, but even then, like, there's not much that the Zoroark can do that can really threaten here. Unless Zoroark gets Willis, but I don't think it does. I haven't seen a Willis Zoroark, so I imagine it doesn't get it. If they Protect, I can Encore Trap, so that's not too bad of a situation. If it is Charizard, it gets threatened by Rock Slide, although if it's a bulky variant, it could live the Rock Slide. However, at least it'll be put in Blizzard range, so that's not like terrible. So I think that my best play is just to Fake Out Rock Slide to Sneasler. Make sure I get the Rock Slide off. So we will see the Lopunny Mega Evolve. Sneasler Protects, I can Encore at the next turn, unless it's Icy Wind, Scarf, Zoroark. Is that what it is? Yeah, it's Icy Winds, Zoroark. Okay. All right. That's not too bad for me. I can still play around it, but obviously not as ideal as it could have been. As I do Rock Slide here. Please hit. Okay. The reason I want to hit is because I want to put it in potential Aqua Jet range. Okay. If I had Gambit, I'd go Gambit, but I am going Bask. Bask is really good here, though, to switch in. So I will go Basky Legion, and I will just protect the Garchomp. Yes. The upcoming turns are going to be a bit spooky. I guess the question is, do I want Vanilluxe, or would I be okay with losing Vanilluxe? I think I'm okay with losing Vanilluxe. Because I'm thinking about like how this goes. They're probably going to Icy Wind and go for close combat. Maybe they Dire Claw the Lopunny. I'm not 100% certain. The question, I should have thought about that turn a bit more because it's like suspicious on the Charizard Sneasler lead, but I didn't know if they had Protect on the Sneasler or not. Some of them opt not to run Protect. So I didn't want to lose Lopunny on a down risk there, but yeah, we will protect the Garchomp, switch into Bass. They go for Icy Wind. I imagine this is Icy Wind Dire Claw or Icy Wind Close Combat. Bass can take both perfectly. We also know it's Scarf Zoroark. Most likely. Yeah, it should be. It outsped the Sneasler too. Yeah, they close combat. The Bask. Okay. So now I'm actually going to go for a Wave Crash into the Sneasler, and I'm going to switch out into Vanilluxe because I want Garchomp so I can still threaten the knockout into the Charizard. They also might be scared of Aqua Jets on the Basket Legion because Adamant Aqua Jet could probably KO the Hisuian Zoroark. So gonna go out to Vanilluxe. Because if they don't close combat my Garchomp, I'm in a good spot. And they protect, that's fine. Icy Wind comes out again, but alright. I'm okay with that, I'm pretty sure. As Wave Crash goes into the Sneasler. I guess like if I went Lopunny and clicked Aqua Jet, I'd be in a better spot, but I still don't think this is that bad. So we know it's Charizard back. I guess they don't have a switch here. I mean, my best play is just to go for a Wave Crash into the Sneasler. Or is it Last Respect? It might be Last Respect here. I think it's not bad to have Last Respect. If they KO the Vanilluxe. Because I can go for a Last Respect plus Blizzard, and it's pretty safe. They are Scarf. They're going to stick an Icy Wind. I guess they are Scarf. Like, they are playing it like it. Does Close Combat knock up Vanilluxe with a Snow Defense boost? I imagine so. I'd be shocked if I lived. Yeah. It's a Close Combat from Sneasler, so I'm not surprised. Are you White Herb? Because here's the thing. Now I have threat to Fake Out into the Zoroark as well as Aqua Jets, so that's pretty good for me. Oh, it's Sash? It is Sash Sneasler. That's actually fine. So now I can bring out the Lopunny and I can threaten a few things. I think I'm gonna just threaten Fake Out into the Zoroark and I'm gonna threaten Aqua Jet into the Sneasler. Yeah, I think that's the better option. Because Fake Out's gonna do a lot to Zoroark. Probably put in range of Aqua Jet even in Sun. I guess if they protect Sneasler and they stay in with Zoroark, it's still kind of a call the next turn, but even then I think it's fine. Because I think Garchomp against the Charizard is good. I just gotta beat the last Pokemon. Yeah, they do protect, stay in, okay. Next Pokemon is gonna be a little bit confusing to deal with, but we should be alright. Okay. Now I'm gonna go for Jet. The question is, how do I want to line this up? Do I want to Jet the Zoroark or do I want to Jet the Sneasler? Because I could take a double knockout here. The question is, do I want to take the double knockout here? It really depends on what their last mon is. I guess it could be Mimikyu. I don't think I want to take a double knockout though. I think I just want to Jet the Sneasler. I think it's Jet to Sneasler and Protect. Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. I would protect the Lopunny. I get the Jet off into the Sneasler because I know the Sneasler can't protect anymore. They're at worst getting the Icy Wind damage off into the Basket Legion, which is fine. I still have a fast Lopunny that's able to threaten. So that's good at least. The question is, what's the final mon? Because I know Charizard's not like as big of a deal, but the question is, what is that last Pokemon? Also, they can't knock out both Basket Legion and the Lopunny on the same turn, so Charizard comes in. That's not too surprising. I think this turn I go for a Jet into the Zoroark as well as Close Combat into the Zoroark. I think this only goes bad if they have Solar Beam and they target the Basque. I could protect Basque and Close Combat into Zoroark, but that's such a hard read. Is that worth the read? I don't know. I think I do want to attempt a Close Combat though. Let's see. Maybe this is not it because Solar Beam is the dangerous position. The thing is, if they Solar Beam, I could switch into Garchomp if I think they're going to preserve the Zoroark. They do switch out to Zoroark, okay. Into Dragonite. Oh, wait, that's bad. Dragonite being the last Pokemon's really bad, actually. Because if Extreme Speed KOs the Garchomp, I'm in trouble. Ideally, they knock out the Lopunny here, I think. But let's see. Close Combat into the Dragonite. Good damage, but it's like nowhere near enough. Okay, it is Heat Wave. That's fine. This is such an interesting endgame because it could go a few different ways. I think it depends heavily on what the Charizard moveset is. And also does Extreme Speed knock out the Garchomp. So I could go for like Last Respect into the Dragonite and protect Garchomp. Or I could go for... The thing is, I don't know if they double the Basket Legion. I do threaten the Rock Slide. It really depends on their move pool here. I think I want to Last Respect the Dragonite and protect the Garchomp because it covers Extreme Speed. And then if I do catch the Extreme Speed, I do win the game with Jet into the Zoroark. And assume I hit Rock Slide, I'd win off that. Or I could go for Dragon Claw and a Dragonite if I expect... Or I could go for Rock Slide if I expect, hey, they are not going to. I could maybe KO the Charizard and then Last Respect the Dragonite as well. But I think either way, I have to Last Respect the Dragonite. The question is, what am I doing with Garchomp? I think Protect is probably the better one. Because if Basket Legion lives the turn, I win the game probably. So I think it's probably worth just to go for Protect Last Respect. I don't know where they're targeting. Let's see. Ah, they did have Solar Beam. I thought they would have Solar Beamed earlier. Yeah, it's over. They didn't Extreme Speed either, which is crazy to me. Because I think if I Rock Slide and I KO the Charizard, I win. I am assuming they're bulky Charizard, but I guess I could have flinched. Do they have Extreme Speed? No, they went for Dragon Claw. I cannot win against the Zoroark, unfortunately. I guess I just want to see like what the damage does to the Charizard they give me the Rock Slide. Because if I KO'd the Charizard, I misplayed by not going for Rock Slide, Last Respect, because it would have just won the game. But that's only if it KOs Charizard. I guess like another play I had to counter that is Aqua Jet plus Rock Slide. But yeah, Garchomp went down to Extreme Speed. So it was kind of a call there. If I predict the Dragonite to double up the Bask, but I don't know because I feel like they could have went for Heat Wave Dragon Claw in that case. I don't think there was like a 100% safe. I think it was just like a hard call at the end. I don't think there was a weird position either. I think I had to call the Zoroark early. All right, we have Mega Frostlass with Garchomp, King Gambit, Sneasler, Aerodactyl, Rotom-Wash. 3 potential Megas. It should always be Mega Frostlass. It could be Mega Aerodactyl or it could be Sash. Garchomp Mega, very unlikely here. Let me see. What do I like here in this? I like the Lopunny. The Aerodactyl is a little bit concerning. I don't have the best tools against Aerodactyl. I like Aegislash a lot. They don't have the best pressure against Aegislash, and I don't think they're leading Garchomp against a Vanilluxe. I actually like Lopunny Aegislash a lot. And I mean a lot. I think it puts on a lot of offensive pressure in general. I think it's worth definitely braying here. And then I think in the back, I want Vanilluxe, because Vanilluxe does do pretty well. Blizzard hits my opponent really hard. The question is, what's my last mon? Do I want Basket Legion or King Gambit or Garchomp? Garchomp's okay in this, of course, other than the Frostlass. I don't really have a good Earthquake partner, though. Basket Legion, it's like fine. I think it's better into the Aerodactyl, which is probably the scariest mon. Especially if it's Mega Aerodactyl. And then King Gambit is like probably the worst out of the 3, though it hits the Rotom a bit harder. But I think I like Basket Legion because it also is like able to switch in against the Sneasler a bit easier, which is not the easiest mon for me to switch into close combat. So I think it's these 4. We're going to see Sneasler Aerodactyl, okay? Versus Lopunny and Aegislash. All right. My best play is... I think my best play is just to either protect, go for Poltergeist into the Aerodactyl turn 1, or it's to go for... I think it's protect Poltergeist. Actually, no. I think it's fake out the Sneasler and Poltergeist the Aerodactyl. It is probably Mega Aerodactyl, I imagine. But yeah, they do protect here, which is fine. They don't protect, okay. I do threaten the Encore in the following turns. I just don't know. Is this Mega? Also, do they have a way to threaten Aegislash? I kind of doubt it, but maybe it's a possibility. But I'm going to probably play on the assumption they probably don't have a way to threaten the Aegislash at the current moment. So I'm going to play aggressive here. I'm going to protect my Lopunny, calling like a dual wing beat Mega Evolution, because I think they protect it to be like, okay, well, it could just be regular Aerodactyl, but one line I could see is like, hey, I double protected. You could Encore threaten these Pokemon, like Encore the Sneasler with the Mega Evolution. So I'm going to try to call that and Poltergeist the Aerodactyl. Okay, I don't think they're Mega. I don't think they're Mega by the way they're playing it, okay? They Tailwind, which is fine. I don't think Sneasler can threaten the Aegislash again, as I mentioned before. Yeah, he went for close combat. Beautiful. Okay, I don't think this is Mega. This is probably Sash. Okay, good to confirm. So we get the Poltergeist off into the Aerodactyl. The Aerodactyl is now in range of any priorities, which is good. I think if I stall out the Tailwind, I'm in a really good shape. We also know my Vanilluxe now outspeeds, and I don't have to worry about Rock Slide flinches or dual wing beats from Mega Aerodactyl. So this is still a pretty good spot, I'd say. I think now I'm going to go into Basky Legion. The question is, do I want a King Shield or do I want to Protect? Or Poltergeist to Sneasler? I could go on the aggressive here, but I think I'm going to go for King Shield. Do I think they're just going to Rock Slide immediately, though? I kind of do. I also could see the switch or Protect immediately. So you know what? I'm going to Poltergeist to Sneasler. Because, like, Aerodactyl should not have a move that threatens Aegislash if it's a standard Rock Slide, dual wing beats, Tail, and Protect. And if it's Rock Slide, yeah, that's fine. Because then I could threaten both of these for a knockout with Aqua Jet plus Shadow Sneak. They went for close combat, beautiful, and Aegislash gets the Poltergeist. Yeah, and it's wider, but yeah, that's not surprising. We saw the Sash on the Aerodactyl. So here comes the Poltergeist into the Sneasler. It takes a knockout, all right. So I don't have to worry about Sneasler, so Lopunny is a lot safer. The question is, who are you bringing out? Rotom Wash? Garchomp, okay. Isn't that fine, though? I think it is. Are you some setup Garchomp? Do I care? I have Vanilluxe. I think I just double protect here. Yeah, I go for Protect King Shield to stall out a turn of Tailwind, and then next turn I can go for Shadow Snake Aerodactyl, last respect to Garchomp, or I can double up the Aerodactyl slot. So this is looking pretty good. I'd say my position is really awesome, because even if it's Swords Dance Garchomp, right, I do have my Vanilluxe in the back that will just destroy this Garchomp. So I'm not too worried about this. Aerodactyl going to protect too, so I can actually go for a Shadow Sneak plus a Last Respect to double up into that slot the next turn, which is nice. Because I don't think I need damage on Garchomp unless it is Yachi, but they don't really, no one's really running Yachi Berry on the Garchomp. There's not too many ice moves in the format. So Earthquake going to come out. And now we go for Last Respect Shadow Sneak. Yeah. So we go for Last Respect. And the Shadow Sneak double up into the Aerodactyl. Did they go for a double protect? Sure. But I still think I'm in a good spot because then I just bring in Vanilluxe. I click Blizzard. I can go to Lopunny. I'm in a good spot. Yeah. So they do retreat the Aerodactyl. Rotom going to come out. That's not like too surprising me. But that Rotom is taking a decent amount of damage. And now they don't have a Freeze Dry switch in, which is good. So here comes a Shadow Sneak. Good damage, actually, into Rotom. They did more than I thought. I might actually just KO with the Last Respect into the Rotom, and then I just might have game. Yeah, so good by Aegislash. You have done amazing work. We get the Last Respect off into the Rotom, and then Vanilluxe will clean up with Blizzard. Yeah, so goodbye Rotom. Did I click Blizzard or did I click Freeze Dry? I think I clicked Freeze Dry to cover for random Wide Guard because we haven't seen Dual Wing Beat yet from the Aerodactyl. So I think I just lock in the Freeze Dry here. So bring up Vanilluxe, click Freeze Dry into the Aerodactyl, and that should have the game sealed. So Aqua Jet, the Aerodactyl, and Freeze Dry. If they're Scarf, they just have lost the game already. And if they're not Scarf, it's looking pretty rough for them to win because they can't knock out Vanilluxe in one hit. So Aerodactyl going to protect. Even if they're Scarf Garchomp, we're looking pretty good here. Okay, they double protect. I mean, Jet Freeze Dry should win. I think they are protecting here for the Aqua Jet, and then hoping that they can catch me on a wide guard Earthquake situation, KO the Basque, and then even then they can't win. Yeah, so I just Aqua Jet Freeze Dry. Like, what are you gonna do? Double Protect with Arrow, I guess, is your out, but even if you double protect, we saw it's not Scarf Garchomp. I don't have to worry about anything. Aqua Jet gonna KO the Arrow, and then if you are Yachi or Sash, Lopunny outspeeds, close combat KOs, it's game. And this should just OHKO. Yep. Okay, Vanilluxe taking the final KO. Vanilluxe was just really good there once I was able to get rid of the... Well, one, break the Sash on Aerodactyl, and B, get rid of the Rotom. And Aegis Slash plus Basculegion. Strong ghost types that Caesar doesn't like, and the priority. And yeah, pretty effective. Alright, we have Charizard, Aerodactyl, Garchomp, Basculegion, Sylveon, and Sneasler. Sylveon. I'm going to respect that Mon a bit more here, I think. I definitely am going to respect the Mon here more, but do I really have the best answers to Sylveon? No, that's a tough one. I think lead-wise, the Lopunny plus the Basculegion isn't the bad one here. And I think it's probably worth going for. In the back, I like Garchomp for the Charizard and probably the Vanilluxe. I mean, I'm not bringing Aegis Slash again to deal with the Sneasler, but at the same time, it's not... Well... The Sylveon plus Charizard combination is just always super rough for this team. I think it's manageable. It's just really tough. I think it's probably Vanilluxe back though. It's good into Garchomp. It's good into Aerodactyl. I don't know if it's Mega Aerodactyl on this team. I'd probably say no. It should be Mega Charizard. Let's see where my opponent decides to go. But Sylveon definitely a little bit tough. It is definitely a little bit tough here. Just to switch into in general. Yeah, Charizard, Sylveon. Okay. Versus Lopunny, Basculegion. We have a few options here. I do want a Mega Ball Fake Out, but the question is, what happens if I trade? I guess trading Lopunny for Sylveon's not that bad, realistically. But yeah, I can Fake Out a slot and go for Wave Crash. I think that's probably worth it. I don't know. I guess I could double protect, but I don't know if the Charizard wants to Mega Evolve because they also have to fear like, hey, what if I double protect and then Vanilluxe comes in? I also have Encore Pressure. There's a lot that could go on this turn. Okay, they Mega Evolve Charizard. Okay. All right, that's understandable. Where's the Charizard targeting? That's a huge one. Where are you targeting with Charizard? All right, Fake Out into Sylveon, good damage. A Heat Wave, okay, that's fine. I do survive. And here comes a Wave Crash into the Sylveon. That did a lot. It's in close combat range, I think. Okay. I don't know if they have Quick Attack. They might have Quick Attack. I don't know if they Solar Beam. Because I could swap to Vanilluxe here, which covers Solar Beam and it covers Quick Attack. Which I think is the best play. The question is, am I clicking Aqua Jet or Last Respect, or am I turning down to Sylveon to continue respecting it more? I think I go for Jet into Charizard. Because even if I keep Charizard alive, it's not that bad. So we bring up Vanilluxe. Get the Snow Warning up. Oh, they retreat to Charizard. Interesting. Garchomp. Okay, wait, hold on. Vanilluxe is kind of cooking here. Did they Quick Attack? I hope they Quick Attacked. Okay, I got my Citrus back. Okay, they did Quick Attack. I had a feeling. Okay, good. Now we're clicking Blizzard, and yes, I am risking the Blizzard, even if they switch back into Charizard, and we're going back into Garchomp so we can actually threaten the Charizard once it comes in. Okay, I'm taking this for sure. We'll bring out the Garchomp. They retreat Sylveon. This is Charizard, I assume. Yep. Okay. Earthquake? Or Protect? Okay, it's Scarf Garchomp and they have Earthquake. That makes sense. Okay. Please, Vanilluxe, just hit the... Just hit. Okay. Okay. Goodbye, Garchomp. That's nice. Alright. So Garchomp goes down, which is massive. It's still a bit spooky, but I think it's manageable. Garchomp lives an attack from the Charizard. If they go Aerodactyl and to set up Tailwind, that's fine. Is Sylveon in range of Rock Slide? I don't think it is. I think it's like barely out of range of Rock Slide. At least it looks like. Although that Wave Crash did do a lot of damage even in Sun. So maybe it's a frail Sylveon. Basculegion coming in. Okay. Is it best play to sack Lopunny here? Or is it to sack... It could be sack Basculegion. I don't need Basculegion to win the game. Yeah, I think it's sack Basculegion, protect. Because I think I could win with Scarf Vanilluxe in the end game with Freeze Dry. We're going to find out if it's Scarf Basculegion now, if it moves before the Charizard. I guess the Charizard could be like really slow, but I feel like the only reason you would bring in Basculegion here is because you are fast. Okay, Charizard protects. Oh, this is an interesting scenario we have here. Last Respect into the Garchomp. Okay. So now we have an interesting scenario where I can Aqua Jet to Charizard, switch to Vanilluxe for the Garchomp. I think they have to Last Respect my Basque. If they're going for that play, yeah, I think I do this. I was like debating about like, okay, even if they Last Respect the Garchomp, if I take the knockout into Charizard, then that means if it is Scarf Basque, they lose to Lopunny because they can't hit the Lopunny with Last Respect. Yeah, so they retreat to Charizard. This is out into the Sylveon. Aqua Jet KOs the Sylveon. Beautiful. All right. And they Last Respect the Basque, right? Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So Basculegion goes down, but I feel like we're in a pretty good spot to win. Because I can go out into Garchomp now. The only problem is if this Basculegion is not Scarf, if it has Protect. But I feel like the reason they brought it is probably because it's Scarf. We're going to find out if it is Scarf. I'm going to go for a Freeze Dry into the Basculegion and protect the Garchomp. There's a chance that they protect the Charizard and Last Respect the Garchomp, or there's a world where they call that and they protect the Basque, but we'll see. We get to find out. We will protect here. I get the Freeze Dry off. Really good damage. You're not Citrus. Okay, you're not Scarf. Although, I think you're just in Rock Slide range, so as long as I just hit Rock Slide, I win, right? I think so. So, Weather Ball and a Vanilluxe. Vanilluxe goes down, but Lopunny will come in. Scrappy Fake Out into Basque. Rock Slide into Charizard. I could also Fake Out the Charizard and Dragon Claw the Basque. That works as well. I guess that works. Yeah, that works. I think this should be locked because I'm pretty sure that just Garchomp being faster than both of these Pokemon wins. They protect Basque, which is fine. I get the Fake Out damage in a Charizard. I guess they were going for the Rock Slide miss here. I think as long as I hit one Rock Slide target, I win the game here. Because my Garchomp... We might not live Weather Ball, though. I just am not sure. I don't think Lopunny survives the... I just don't think Lopunny survives here. So I go for close combat plus rock slide. Into Bask. They need like what? Rock Slide miss on Charizard, double protect from the Bask, or they just need to, yeah, Aqua Jet the Lopunny. I could have protected, but if I hit one Rock Slide, I win. Ideally in the Charizard, but we'll see. Rock Slide. We do connect with both though, so that will seal the game. Ooh, okay. Sylveon Charizard is always a little bit tough. A little bit tough, but you know what? We take it. We just were able to, I think, kind of put ourselves into a nice spot to get a lot of damage off immediately. We took a few risks, but I think they were definitely worth it, especially just to get that damage off into the Sylveon. All right, we have the Eternal Floette, Whimsicott, Farigiraf, Basculegion, Hisuian Typhlosion, and Rotom Heat. Definitely a sunny day team for sure with the Whimsicott, which it seems not amazing in the sun. So we'll see what happens. I am playing the Lopunny though. The Lopunny plus probably it has to be the Garchomp. This is really rough. How do I beat this with this team? I guess I have Sucker Punch King Gambit, but they also have the Farig. Oh man. I think it's a really crazy lead here. I think I have to lead King Gambit plus Lopunny because I'm trying to figure out how do I beat Whimsicott plus Typhlosion. And the answers are not really that great. So I think I have to go with that combination and we'll play around it. I don't think I can bring Vanilluxe in this game. It doesn't do as much otherwise. I think I need Aegislash to beat the Steel or the Fairies. And then last one is a Garchomp or Bask. I think it's probably Garchomp. So it's more effective in the Rotom, and I guess I have a backup answer to Typhlosion. I think it's going to be a mind game of like Sucker Punch and a few other things. All right, let's see what happens here. All right. What are they leading? Oh, they didn't even go to Typhlosion. They led the Floette. This is really... Actually, no, this is fine. It's not ideal, but it's like all right. I wish I had Iron Head on the King Gambit, like, really badly here. I don't know if you're gonna go for Farigiraf turn 1. I think it's less likely. I think my best place to not Mega Evolve, actually. I think I fake out to the Floette, and I think I swap out to Aegislash. This is either Farigiraf coming in. They did switch. I could have protected, but if Lopunny survives a turn, it's not terrible, I suppose. But yeah, that's obviously not ideal. Dealing with the Farig mind game is just rough when I don't have like a way to lead against a Floette. And I feel like this was the best option I had against Typhlosion because of the Sucker Punch mind game that I have here. So I could maybe go for close combat Sucker. But fake out. I didn't Mega Evolve because maybe Mega Lopunny lives a Dazzling Gleam. Oh, they Light of Ruin. Okay, wait. Aegislash takes. Okay. It's still a what if question. But it's possible, I suppose. Are they gonna do it again? I hope they do it again. I had to protect Lopunny. Maybe I should have went for close combat, actually. I think close combat might have been better here to get the initial damage. They do Light of Ruin, the Aegislash again. I just don't have anything. Like, I legitimately don't have anything. Like, oh, I live. Wait. Do I have to be Farig? I have to be Farig. Wait, that's massive. Wait. Oh, that roll is definitely an interesting one, but Poltergeist will take the knockout on the Floette. Okay. The question is, am I losing to Farig on their Trick Room with like, let's see, what are they going for? Psychic. Oh, into Lopunny too. Oh, they were just banking on surviving with the, or KOing. But Aegislash is Aegislash. Okay. It's still really bad, but this is playable, I suppose. This is Whimsicott. Oh, Typhlosion. What? Oh, I guess. Oh, wait. Are you Scarf? I mean, either way, my best place to go for close combat into the Typhlosion and probably go for King Shield. I can't lose both Pokemon here. This is probably Helping Hand Eruption. Does that KO Lopunny? I guess we'll find out together. And then next turn, it's going to be a bit spooky, but it's playable. Just not having Iron Head on the Whimsicott's going to hurt really badly now. Wait, they're not Scarf. I get a close combat off into the Typhlosion. It goes down. Wait, what? What was their game plan? Did they forget about Scrappy? I mean, we trade Typhlosion, but I think that's a very good trade for me. I think that's a legitimately very good trade for me. Okay. I don't know what's stopping my Gambit now from clicking Kowtow, but I'm clicking Kowtow into the Giraffe. I still can lose to Whimsicott. That's the sad part because I don't have Iron Head. I don't know what this game has been so far, but I'm going for Kowtow and I'm going to go for a Poltergeist into the Whimsicott. I can't Shadow Sneak because of Armor Tail. I don't want to do. I think I need to get rid of Farigiraf first, so I can threaten Sucker Punches into Whimsicott later on in the game. If they Moonblast my Kingambit, I get a special attack boost. I one shot the Farig, and that's like pretty big game changing. So that's also another thing I want to go for. They go for Moonblast and Aegislash. No, they target Kingambit. Can I get the special attack drop? That did so much. Also, because they ignore the Aegislash, I do get a Poltergeist off, which is huge. Okay, I'm in really good shape now. So Whimsicott's brought down the Sash, good. And I get a Kowtow off into Farig. Maybe they thought I was gonna switch. But Psychic goes into Aegislash, Aegislash goes down, huge. And now we get a Kowtow off into the Giraffe. It's not Cobra, it looks like. Good damage. Citrus. Unfortunately, I don't think I have a way to guarantee lock the game. But I have a pretty high chance to win. So we don't go down to Moonblast crit, it looks like. We go for Kowtow into the Giraffe and we click Rock Slide. I think it's the highest odds here to win. If I hit the Rock Slide on Whimsicott, I win the game. If I get the Kowtow off in the Giraffe, I'm in a good shape. I think because they could Helping Hand with the Farigiraf if they have it and go for Moonblast and the Gambit and hope that knocks out. But here's the thing. If they go for a Helping Hand here with Giraffe, I get the Kowtow and the Giraffe, then I can KO the Whimsicott the next turn, so that's fine. I just need to hit a Rock Slide and a Whimsicott potentially to win. I think that's like the only lose con here. It is Helping Hand. This is Helping Hand Moonblast. Who is it targeting? The Giraffe or the Garchomp or the Kingambit? Oh, I'm faster than the Whimsicott. It's modest Whimsicott. No wonder the Moonblast was doing so much. I was like, wow, that Moonblast did a lot of damage. That makes more sense. And then Kowtow comes out. What an interesting team. I don't know why they went into the Typhlosion first, but we will take it. I don't know what to say. Like, I thought that matchup was just a bunch of annoying mind games with Typhlosion plus the Farigiraf. When they brought Typhlosion, I'm like, oh, Scarf could be kind of annoying. Then they weren't Scarf, so I don't know what was up with that game plan. But you know what? Sometimes in Pokemon, you cannot explain all the details. And I don't think I can explain all the details there. All right, we have Kingambit, Talonflame, Garchomp, the Sneasler with Basculegion and Eternal Floet. Floet is such a monster. It is such a monster. I'm leading probably Lopunny here with Aegislash. I think Aegislash is really good here for the most part because it is able to help out against the Float. It's like my only answer to Float, realistically. It's also good in the Sneasler. Shadow Sneak is probably solid into the Basque. What's my back is the question. I don't really like Kingambit in this matchup. It only helps out against, I guess, their Kingambit and the Basculegion on their side, although not really. Garchomp's decent. I kind of like Bass for Aqua Jet Pressure and Vanilluxe because if I'm able to stall out Tailwind, Blizzard with Scarf is pretty solid. They don't have the best switches. And I am bringing double fighting coverage on the lead, so I can deal with a King Gambit. Let's see what they decide to go. Garchomp was a bit awkward to position. It's just hard to Earthquake myself in a lot of situations. Like, and they have a lot of fast mods that I just don't think are worth dealing with. Okay, we see Basculegion plus Floette. I don't know if they go for a Scarf Attack immediately. There's a lot of mind games here. All I know is they can't knock out Aegislash unless they double it up with Wave Crash plus the Light of Ruin. Is it worth trading here? If they lead Basque, it should be Scarf, right? Like, it should be Scarf. I think my best play is probably to protect Lopunny and go for Poltergeist into the Floette, because I do need the damage in the Floette, but I'm not 100% certain. This is just a really rough position. I think I go for it, though. If they go for Wave Crash plus Light of Ruin into Aegislash, I probably go down to it. I might even go down to just Wave Crash Moonblast, but we'll see. That is a risky play if I do fake out, but we'll find out. I don't want to lose Lopunny immediately because I am a bit worried about King Gambit if that's the case, so let's find out. They Moonblast into Lopunny. Okay, that's really good for me. They Wave Crash a Lopunny too. Also, it's not Scarf, so what the heck was their item? I don't know what their plan was. Okay, that's really good for me, as I will get a Poltergeist off. That's really huge damage. How much damage should I do? Shadow Sneak KOs. Okay. My best play here is to go out into my Basculegion, I think. Shadow Sneak's so obvious in a Floette, but I don't know if they'll go for it. Actually, do I have a safer line? Maybe I do. No, because Blizzard Shadow Sneak doesn't KO the Basque. I think King Shield is pretty reasonable, though, in swapping here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Do they Moonblast the Lopunny again? I kind of doubt it. I think they would click Gleam, most likely, so let's see. Okay, they didn't protect, so I could have went for Shadow Sneak, but they might have also targeted the Aegislash slot here. Let's find out. Light of Ruin into Aegislash. That works out huge for me. Did they Wave Crash? Also into Aegislash, so they get the -1. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Because that's an attack drop, and that means I can Aqua Jet the Floette, which is massive, and I can go for a Poltergeist into the Basculegion slot. Okay. Got some great turns. I don't care if Floette switches out into Garchomp. I do have Blizzard to threaten these Pokemon. If they go for Protect, that's also pretty decent for me. Okay. This is an interesting spot. The reason it's a really interesting spot is because I don't know if I'd go down to -1 Last Respect from the Basque. I want to say probably not. I think my play is just to Last Respect the Basque. It might be Scarf Garchomp. Like, this is screaming Scarf Garchomp. But the thing is, what are you going to go for if you're Scarf Garchomp? Dragon Claw or Stomping? I guess you could lock into Stomping here, but that's fine. We're going to always protect the Aegislash, keep the Shadow Sneak pressure around, because I want to keep one of these ideally, so I have that pressure for Shadow Sneak or Aqua Jet into the Floette. Although I'm realistically going to just try to go for an endgame with my Vanilluxe. They self-Earthquake. That's good for me. Okay. They take a lot. Citrus Berry. Do I live to Last Respect after the Citrus Berry? We'll find out. Oh, I outspeed. I'm actually shocked. What? That lived? There's no way they KO back. But they Wave Crashed. What is this game? Okay. That works for me. So Basculegion goes down. The final Pokemon's Talonflame, I suppose? Yeah, it's Talonflame. I always jet the Talonflame. The question is, what am I doing with Aegislash? Do I don't really need Lopunny anymore. I have to fake out pressure. Or I could Poltergeist. Actually, nah. Aqua Jet is safe in the Talonflame. trying to think about these lines. Actually, no, I'm fine here. I go for Aqua Jet into the Talonflame and I Poltergeist the Garchomp. If they go for Protect with Talonflame, then I get a Poltergeist off into Garchomp, which puts it in range of like Shadow Sneak or something. Yeah, so this is fine. Because I also have the... Wait, what? Oh, they just Earthquaked Raw? Okay, interesting. Interesting. Huh, I'm gonna have to think about these upcoming turns then, but I think that's fine. I should be able to protect Bask and Shadow Sneak now, the Talonflame, because I get rid of the Talonflame's Gale Wings. So they like attempt to aggro my... They could try to KO my Basky Legion and Earthquake here, which I could see. If they Tailwind, I think this is pretty alright. Because I can still... if it's Quick Guard Talon, it's actually not good. Maybe. There's so many mind games here this upcoming turn, man. There's so many mind games this upcoming turns. We saw Protect, we saw Tailwind. Is it Quick Guard as the last move or is it a Fire move? Because how do they beat Corviknight if it's not a Fire move? I don't think they have Quick Guard. I think I just go Mega Lopunny. Yeah, I think I go Mega Lopunny and call no Quick Guard. If they have Quick Guard, they have Quick Guard and they won. But I don't think you can afford to have Quick Guard here. I really don't think you can. I'm faking out. I'm clicking Fake Out into the Garchomp. Yeah. I could still win with Scarf Vanilluxe as well. Actually... If it's Quick Guard, they can't touch the Vanilluxe with Talonflame. So maybe... Oh, this is going to be a super close one here. But yeah, I was not expecting this sequence line, but we'll see. I am going to Mega Evolve Lopunny. Maybe I shouldn't Mega Evolved, but I mean... Okay, it's just Protect, so we can jet the Talonflame the next turn. I think we're good. I think we're good. Good, because I think I clean up the game with Scarf Vanilluxe. I do think I clean up the game with Scarf Vanilluxe. So Fake Out gonna go on into the Garchomp. And Aqua Jet. But here's the thing, even if they have Quick Guard, now they lose because I should outspeed the Talonflame with both. There's 2 turns of the Tailwind, right? So now I have the option to go for the Jet into Talonflame and I can swap out into Vanilluxe, I think is the best call here. Maybe this is not over. I do think Vanilluxe is the best call in Aqua Jetting though. Oh, this is so close, actually. Vanilluxe has a snow defense boost, which is good for me. I hope I can live 2 Earthquakes, but we'll see. They go for a double fail. That's good for me. I do get to jet off. Into the Talon. Talonflame goes down. Then I have Fake Out plus Blizzard. The question is, does Vanilluxe survive 2 Earthquakes? Because that's a big question. Okay, yeah. I thought Vanilluxe should. But I wasn't sure if like the Garchomp was like a Soft Sand or something. I think, yeah, I win because I can Fake Out the Floette Blizzard. And I'm actually surprised they didn't go for a crit because they had one more turn to Tailwind. So they had Floette plus the Garchomp. I have to Fake Out the Floette because it just outspeed KOs me. Then they could go for a crit into Vanilluxe. If they crit the Vanilluxe, they win. If they Rock Slide flinch, it doesn't matter because then Tailwind expires for their part. I get a Blizzard off afterward because I'm Choice Scarf. I outspeed them since their Tailwind expired, and then I win the game from there. So I'm surprised they didn't go for the crit. I think they had a crit line, but oh my goodness, that was that definitely was stressful towards the end there. That I felt like I was already in a good spot, but yeah, also interesting Wave Crash decision. But maybe they thought I was gonna go Lopunny for the Basky Legion. Alright, we have Gengar Blastoise with Basky Legion, Garchomp, Kingambit, and Como. This could be like Perish. We have 3 potential Megas, Gengar Blastoise and Garchomp. Realistically, it could just be a coin flip between the Gengar and the Blastoise being Mega Evolutions because it could just be support Blastoise for Parasong with like Fake Out and Flip Turn, or it could be like Mega Blastoise and then it's like a Sash or Scarf Gengar. There are quite a few ways that this could go wrong. So what am I leading here? I like Vanilluxe. It outspeeds Como as long as it's not Timid Como, even after Clanger's Soul. So that's really good for me. I really like the Lopunny because it puts on a lot of offensive pressure immediately. I don't think I like my King Gambit. I think Basque is all right here. Am I leading Vanilluxe is the question. I don't think I need to. Aegislash is a pretty decent lead. Garchomp is fine. It's not like my favorite. I'm just going to do Lopunny plus Vanilluxe. I think it's alright for the most part. Have Aegislash in the back, and then I think Basculegion. I think this 4 is generally pretty good for the most part, because I have a backup answer to King Gambit with the Sacred Sword, with the Aegislash. I should be alright here, but let's see. I'm curious on what they decide to go here. Lead-wise, Gengar plus... Okay, Gengar plus Garchomp. This is really good for me, because I can click Fake Out Blizzard. Or Fake Out Freeze Dry also works. I think I might like Freeze Dry more to cover for the Blastoise and Basculegion that could come in. And if they bring out the King Gambit, I can always just close combat threaten it. So I think Fake Out into the Gengar with Scrappy Fake Out always makes sense here. So I can Fake Out the Ghost type and I can Freeze Dry here. Yeah. Because if they trap me and I'm locked in the Blizzard, yes, I could Blizzard freeze stuff, but if the Blastoise set up, I'm just screwed. So it is Mega Gengar, so it's not Mega Blastoise. It could still be Shell Smash though, so that's why I'm going for the Freeze Dry. Alright. So we Mega Evolve our Lopunny, we have access to Fake Out, and then I wonder if... Close Combat is... Oh, I guess it's only resisted. It's not quad resisted because of Scrappy. They protect with Gengar so I can Encore Lock, which is nice. Okay. Is the Garchomp Scarf? Sash? Yachi? Scarf. And they Rock Tomb. Okay. So they Rock Tomb the Vanilluxe with the Speed Drop. I do get the Freeze Dry off into the Garchomp. I think I see what they're going for. I think they're going to try to go for Clanger's Soul with Como. But I can stop the... I'm actually, if they were doing that, I'm surprised they protected Gengar, because I do have the Encore pressure in the Gengar now. So I'm going to Encore the Gengar. I don't know if they expect the Encore, but I will go for it. That's why I'm surprised they did Mega Evolve here, because now... Wait, what? Do I have the wrong nature? They Rock Tomb my Aegislash. Mega Lopunny is fast. Oh, wait. No, wait. Do we speed tie? No, Mega Gengar is 130. Lopunny is 135. Wait. What? Oh, I'm the wrong nature. I didn't realize I was the wrong nature this entire time. Oh, I made the right play too. I never realized I was adamant. I thought I made it Jolly. Have I really been playing with Adamant this entire time? Oh my goodness. That's actually really funny. I don't think it mattered for any of the calcs probably, but that is actually crazy. So they went for a Sludge Bomb. They can't hit me with the Sludge Bomb. So you know what? I'm still in a position. I'm still probably losing to the King Gambit, but I still have a position. We're gonna last respect the Como. And we're gonna close combat the Gengar and try to catch the King Gambit on the switch, because that's probably the only way I can win. Realistically, yeah, that's probably the only way I can win. They stay in. They're locked to Sludge Bomb, right? Yeah, they are. Targets the Bass, does no damage. What's the last? I guess it's not Gambit? It might be like Blastoise or something. Okay, if that's the case, I'm still alright here, I suppose. We're gonna last respect and we're gonna go for Poltergeist. How many turns is the Gengar locked in? Last turn of, or 2 turns of Encore, okay. So I can Poltergeist the Como, I suppose. I'm gonna Sludge Bomb again. I have Citrus. I should lift Claying Scales easily. Bad poison, bad poison. I can't believe I'm Adamant Lopunny and I just messed up this entire time. Claying Scales, I'll take. Yeah. Alright, and then I can Aqua Jet Shadow Sneak the Gengar, or I could, I actually have like a few plays, it depends. We do get the last respect off into the Como. That deleted the Como. I'm shocked that the deleted Como, because Como has good defense. Poltergeist. Alright. What's the last? Or maybe they just didn't want to risk King Gambit on me reading them. So Gengar goes down. I go down to the next poison. If this is Gambit, it's Chople, it's cooked. I mean, well, I go down to Sucker anyway with Aegis Slash at this range. Yeah, I think maybe I needed to protect. No. Should I have close combat? I really thought that protect was safe. Oh, I guess, well, even then, what? Okay. If I jetted, I was in a good spot. It might have put in close combat range. This is just my fault though. Like, this was all avoidable. Unless they don't have Chople, but these teams should run Chople. Was Aqua Jet enough to put in close combat range? Because that's why I always think you protect. I think Aqua Jet would have KO'd. I guess like Wave Crash was just like an unnecessary risk realistically, but like, I'm just shocked. Yeah, I can't lie. I think the fact that I think the Gengar outspeeding my Lopunny just spooked me so much, and I didn't realize I've been adamant this entire time. I really thought I was Jolly this entire time. So we will be fixing that, and I'll be fixing that. I probably already fixed it for the rental code, but I didn't find out till now. All right, we have Politoed, Basket Legion with Eternal Flow, Talonflame, King Gambit, and Mousehold. We have Jolly on the Lopunny this time. I cannot believe I've been running adamant this entire video. All right, what am I leading here against this team? So I want to keep Vanilluxe in the back because we see the Politoed Rain mode. They do have the Talonflame. This could be quick guard stuff, which is a little bit spooky to handle. I do like Lopunny in general, with probably Aegis Slash is a good call out here. And then in the back, the Mousehold is also kind of concerning actually. Especially if it's Sash. I think the back is probably still Vanilluxe, but the question is what my last is. I don't like Garchomp. I want the Aqua Jet pressure really badly with Basque. I think it is the case. I'm a bit weak to Gambit, but I am kind of forced to do this here. Especially Gambit Mouse, but let's see what they lead here. This is going to be a pretty important one. Like, what are you leading here into me? It's going to be the lead of Float Mouse, so that's not too surprising. I had a suspicion. Okay. Versus Lopunny and Aegis Slash. I am debating about a lot of different plays here. I think my best play is just to... I mean, they're going to double protect, I think. I think my best play is probably the King Shield here on the double protect. Hope they don't encore in the other turn. I mean, I think this is double protect here. Like, I don't see a reason why they wouldn't double protect here. Because if I go for a fake out plus like a steal move, it's not a great spot for them to take free damage. Because they can just follow me next turn to bypass the follow me. Yeah. So they double protect with both, which is what I expected. The next turn is going to be a bit questionable, but we'll see. I think my upcoming turn is probably to encore the Floette and maybe close combat the Floette. They might encore my Aegislash, but if they have encore, I don't know if they have encore for sure. We don't know. I'm not gonna Mega Evolve Lopunny. I could protect here, I suppose, in close combat the Maushold. Again, I don't know if they're gonna encore or if they're gonna follow me. I think they should just follow me, because if I encore, they're in a bad spot, but we'll find out. I'm gonna go for close combat and protect the Lopunny. Not Mega Evolving so I can keep the potential switch on the Dazzle. There's so many mind games, because I could encore the Floette as well into the protect. But the thing is, the speed order is Maushold first, then regular Lopunny, so I'd have to Mega Evolve, but I'm risking Follow Me Dazzling Gleam. They go for a double protect. Wait, I could have encored the Floette. What? Oh my goodness, I could have encored the Floette into protect. Okay. That is not what I expected the start to go on. I do get the close combat off. It's not Sash Maushold. What? I cannot believe they risked Follow Me there. They expected... I think they read me to protect... or to go for Encore. And they're... or no, they predicted me to go for close combat because the Follow Me was obvious to block the Encore. So they played another mind game. But I feel like that's such a greedy play. That's such a greedy play. Because if I Encore for no reason... and I did debate about Encoring... you do lose. Okay. Like instantly. Basky Legion in. Okay. So now that the mouse is gone, we have an actual game. I'm going on into the Basky Legion on my side, and I am going to go for a King Shield here with my Aegislash. This could be Wave Crash, this could be Moonblast, this could be Gleam. There's a lot of plays that they can make here. Granted, I do need my mons around. Could I set this up for an endgame where I can clean up with Freeze Dry? We'll see. This is still a really tough game, even with that, like, pretty decent turn for me. They protect Bask. Okay, that helps. Okay, so we know it's not Scarf Bask. It's probably Swiss Swim. Will King Shield here. And this is Gleam or Moonblast? Moonblast. Okay, so I could have went for Poltergeist, but I'm not playing that aggressive here. Bask takes it. Okay. Gets the Citrus Berry. Okay, this is a bit weird. I think my play is just to protect Bask to make sure I have a Mon that's still around. And I think I need to Shadow Sneak the Basky Legion because I do need the damage on Bask. Because Freeze Dry doesn't KO Basky Legion, so that's a little bit concerning. And I will Shadow Sneak the Bask here because I'm assuming I'm going down to a Ghost like Last Respect here. Good damage in a Bask, actually. That probably puts in range of Fake Out. They do Last Respect the Aegislash. I would have gone down anyway, especially since I was -1 defense earlier, so that works out pretty well. Alright. And they Dazzle. Alright, perfect. Now we still have a very tricky spot, but this is still very maneuverable. So I'm gonna go Lopunny here. I wonder if they think I don't have Encore at this point. Like, there is a world maybe they think I don't have Encore. Oh man, there's so much that can happen here. I think my best play... trying to think about my best play here. Nah, I think I have to call this turn of who they target. I think I go Vanilluxe, and I think I go for a Fake Out into the Floette. And then I had to make a call the next turn. Oh, this is going to be spooky. So I'm going Vanilluxe here on probably Last Respect. Or they don't protect here, and that's fine by me. If they don't protect, that works out. The next turn is where it gets spooky because I don't know if they have Politoed in back, and they could switch in Politoed, activate Swiss Swim, and get Wave Crash. Because I'm pretty sure that this is going to be Swiss Swim Bask at this point. Okay, no protects. I get a Fake Out into Floette, and they Last Respect the Vanilluxe. Yep, that makes sense. I need to get this turn right. Like, I need to get this turn right or I lose. I think my best play is to freeze dry the Basque and protect the Lopunny. Because I think it's very likely that they go for switch to Politoed, Wave Crash to Lopunny. They could also target my Vanilluxe, but I mean, I have to take a risk no matter what. Wait, they stayed in with both. Okay, I got the freeze dry off, but they dazzled this time. Is it not Lopunny? Oh, it might be Talonflame back. I might need to Blizzard CC. Gleam comes out. Is there a way to win this? I don't think there is. Unless Aqua Jet close combat KOs the Floette, which I guess I'd have to go for anyway. But that's only if it's not Talonflame back. If it's Talonflame back, I lose, regardless. Man, another turn one, or not turn one, but turn two, that could have gone really differently. Oh, it's Gambit back. And it's Supreme Overlord. How bulky is Floette? Idea to Blizzard that one turn. Okay. How bulky is Floette? We're about to find out. Aqua Jet close combat into the Floette is my last hope. Yeah. Okay. Aqua Jet. It's good damage, but this is resisted. Dang it, I should have kept Adamant. If I kept Adamant, I won. Oh. Yeah. The Floette Mousehold stuff is just rough. Because if I can't get the damage in time, it's just rough. I guess like I had to call it was not Politoed back, but I had no idea if it was going to be Politoed back. If it was Politoed back, I think I made the right play. But if it's Gambit, it's like rough, right? Because like the Politoed plays, I think made sense too. The King Gambit, yeah, it's just a bit rough. That's tough. That's tough. If I Blizzard there, I win too, or I have a very high chance to win, I think. So how was the team? I cannot believe I've been adamant for most of the video, and then the one time I'm not adamant is the one I lose to the close combat. It's like the match I find out is the one where it's like, okay, I just win if I'm Jolly. I'm like pretty sure I just win if I'm Jolly with Lopunny, because even though I lose Lopunny that turn, I get a freeze dry off into Como, and I'm still in a really pretty good dominant spot from there, especially with Basculation being able to go for like Wave Crash, Pin, plus Freeze Dry, and they're locked into Protect, and that would have been good. And then if I got the close combat KO into the Floette, it would have been nice. Also, if I just Encored, I guess, on that one turn, it would have been helpful. But well, that's just how it goes sometimes. Definitely some winnable games though. However, it was a fun team, and I feel like Mega Lopunny has been kind of underrated in the format. I do think the Scrap Close Combat is just such a cool tool, especially with super fast Encore in this format, which is really nice. Vanilluxe, which I think is a super underrated snow user because it's bulkier than Alola Ninetales, does more damage across the board. Yeah, it's actually really solid. It just doesn't have the fairy typing, but it can be a benefit as well. And then, of course, like the super strong Aegis Slash, as well as Basculation, of course, does do a ton of damage. If you'd like to try out the team, again, there's a replica code right here. You can grab it while it is still available. Otherwise, you can check out, again, the details of the team down below. And if I find the creator, it'll also be linked in the description. Otherwise, why not check out the rest of the videos that we have on the channel and subscribe for more content, as why not check out the most recent video that we've done, especially with new Mega Evolutions, where we have featured some really cool ones. For instance, Mega Victory Bell, where we were able to utilize it and go really far in Champions tier.